Hey guys, my name is Sherry Omscheid. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a Young Living Silver and I have agreed to participate in round 2 of our Facebook event. And my topic is lungs, lung health, and breathing techniques. And I will also talk about some Young Living products that can help support the respiratory system. As I was doing my research, I found an article by a professor from Vanderbilt University. He is an anatomy professor, and his name is Arthur Daly. I found this article so fascinating that I am actually going to read the majority of it to you because I learned a ton while I was reading this, and there's just no way I'm going to be able to commit all this to memory. So I'm going to be doing a lot of reading here. But I think it's really important for us to understand what the lungs are, what their function are, and he talks about them being remarkable organs that achieve amazing feats. And he says in here, they're highly effective organs, they're beautifully complex in their structure, and he asks, he says, I can't help but wonder, if we appreciated them more, would we be more proactive in taking care of them? And he talks about the primary function of the lungs, of the respiratory system, is to bring oxygen into our lungs and then exchange it for a waste product, which is carbon dioxide. I think that isn't a big surprise to any of us, but here comes some of the stuff that's I find fascinating. The average person breathes some 13 million cubic feet of air during their lifetime. During quiet activities such as bed rest or sitting, we take 8 to 16 breaths per minute. Each breath inhaling about a pint of air containing 21% oxygen and a small amount of carbon dioxide for about 2 seconds. Then, for 3 seconds, we exhale the same amount of air, but it now contains 16% oxygen and a 100-fold increase in carbon dioxide. In other words, you spend about 40% of your life drawing air in and about 60% of your life expelling it. I mean, I've just never thought about that. Your lungs by numbers. Each day, 5,000 gallons of air are transported throughout airways, leading into and extending throughout the lungs. The airways branch and diminish in size 22 times. Almost all of this occurs within our lungs, with these airways reaching a combined length of 14,900 miles. About 2,600 gallons of the transported air are delivered into and removed from 300 million tiny walled hollow sacs that provide an enormous surface for the exchange of oxygen required by all of our cells for carbon dioxide, a waste product, to be removed from them. This is an area varying in size between half and most of a regulation tennis court. We are truly fearfully and wonderfully made. This just is so fascinating to me. This immense area is contained within 2 lungs, each only somewhat smaller than 3 1-liter bottles. The left lung is 10% smaller than the right due to the left-sided position of our heart. Now he talks about the lungs at work. The air we breathe is far from clean. We know that. However, I don't know that we think about that often. However, and one of the primary jobs of the respiratory system is to condition the air before it reaches the air sacs deep inside your lungs. And then he says indoor pollutants can have 2 to 5 times more. Indoor air can have 2 to 5 times more pollutants than outdoor air. And then he goes into this. About 7% of our body heat is removed via evaporation from airways inside and outside the lungs. 11 ounces of water per day are lost as water vapor. 3% of body heat is lost by heating the air below body temperature as the lungs are ventilated. Other amazing functions of the lungs include, I had no idea here, controlling the acid-base balance, or our pH balance of our body as a whole, by selectively retaining or eliminating carbon dioxide. In order to be ventilated for gas exchange, the lungs act as bellows. The propulsion of the air from our lungs enables our larynx to serve as a voice box, vibrating the vocal cords to produce the tone that is modified by the tongue, teeth, and lips to produce our voice for interpersonal communication and for singing. The air output also allows us to blow up balloons or play wind instruments. Air drawn in by expansion of the lungs passes over the olfactory area in the nose, enabling our sense of smell. The lungs also act as packing foam inside our rib cage, supporting and protecting the vital heart that delivers half of its output to the lungs and the other half to the rest of our body. And the last thing that I will read about the lungs in this article is it just says, it challenges us all to take a deep breath and consider all the miraculous activities your incredible lungs are performing.